Episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's your boy Rico Daddy Slick here.
How did your crew not get out there? They're playing off!
On the green, we sway with a beer in hand every day. From the tee to the hole, we're just trying to keep control. We're barely out of bounds, drinking and golfing around. A toast to the fairway we raise, for the love of the game and the haze. For the love of the game and the haze.
I don't know if it's about a thin class. I don't know.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's about golf. What is going on over there? I swear. I was very confused. He must have gotten up to go get something. That's kind of weird to do at the beginning of the show. But we're back. Back to talk about some golf and some other stuff. I'm going to move my camera because it's very uncomfortable to sit all the way over there.
Zach, I had to wear the Georgia Club rope hat because I own it. I didn't even let him know I was going to do that in the pre-show.
Listen,
I didn't say anything about it.
Listen, I'm going to tell our audience right now. Here's what I'll do. I'm not lying. I will eat 5 wings with Apollo hot sauce on it. And then for those of you who don't know, that's the last dab sauce. I'll eat 5 wings, Apollo hot sauce, if this guy beats me in more than one event this year that we both play in.
More than one event?
Mm-hmm.
What? Are you really going to do that?
Yeah.
If Zach beats me in one event, I'll do the Apollo dab hot sauce.
Say no, you don't want to do that.
I'll do it.
You don't want to do that.
I'm down. I'm down with the sickness.
So I'll tell you what. This year, even I'm obviously my name says Struggle Bus, so I'm having some issues with the golf swing right now.
And as you can tell, my name is This Is My Year, which I'm not on the Struggle Bus right now.
I am so far ahead of where I was last year at this point. I'm fairly confident that in about a month, I'm going to be back to where I was at the end of last year.
In about a month, he's going to be dominant.
The putting feels pretty good. The short game is better than it was last year. Inside 50 yards, it's better. And then I just got to figure out the irons. I played again since we played, and the irons still aren't there. The driver's really, really good.
I mean, you were hitting the driver fine whenever we were playing. You had a couple errant drives on the back nine. But the front nine, you were hitting pretty good. So,
but I'm feeling pretty confident that we're going to be in the place we want to be in come tournament.
Was it just the alignment with the hips and shoulders?
No, there's other stuff going on. I'm actually shooting a video hopefully tomorrow after I get off work. Basically just talking about the struggles I'm going with right now, what I'm going to do to fix them. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. So
cool. Well, this is Barely Out of Bounds, your favorite beer podcast that happens to do with golf. Has to do with golf.
Has to do with it.
Has to do with it.
It has to.
There's no other way. we have to, obviously drink beer during the pod. And so Zach, I went out to Trader Joe's and I got a beer that I've never had before. It's called Simpler Times Lager Beer. Simpler Times Lager Beer. It's 6.2 ABV.
Sweet.
It looks pretty. It's a pretty cool can. Kind of looks like your was that the can, the print and stuff kind of looks like that one that you told me about.
Dude, this is wait, hold on. How many fluid ounces is this? Oh, dude, I'm actually so fucking happy right now. Sorry.
Wow. That was aggressive.
I'm sorry. I'm calorie counting like crazy right now, so I'm only having one beer on the show. But what are you
Is
looking
everything
like?
okay, bud? Is everything
Yeah.
all right? Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, it is made by Simpler Times Brewing in Monroe, Wisconsin. So shout out to Wisconsin for the Packers. And their zip code is 53566. Zach, what about you?
I'm having another Seven Bridges. Out of technically Alpharetta, but it's Jekyll Brewing, and they opened one here in Gainesville, so I'm having another one of those.
Dude, this is tasty.
So Zane, so a couple of things before we get into the golf. We're going to cover all the boring stuff that has to do with us that no one gives anything about.
Agreed. I said that on the pre-show.
So not only am I working on my game, I'm working on fitness. Zane, how do you say it? I've heard people say it differently. How do you say fitness?
Fitness?
Fitness, dick in your mouth? Okay. Just wanted to get that in there. So right now I'm on a...
Zach's on a tear today. Zach's just on a tear.
I'm on a 1,500
He's on a
calorie limit. I'm on a 1,500 calorie limit per day. And trying to get in 100 grams of protein a day. So this keeps me just under 15. This one beer. So
you're at 1,500 a day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what are you doing fitness-wise?
I'm just maintaining activity. I think the problem I've been dealing with
is just calorie intake.
It's just calories. It's just intake.
Sure. I struggle from the same thing. It's fine.
So because on average, the average person burns around 1,200 a day without doing anything.
Way more. Are you kidding?
Without doing anything?
I mean, if you're talking about sedentary job, yeah. Like I probably burn upwards of 2,200 a day.
See, I'm trying to get in a major deficit because I want to drop weight pretty quick.
Yep.
So 1,600.
It also matters where you're getting the calories.
Mm-hmm.
Like caloric intake is obviously 100% the reason that you grow, right? Or that you shrink. But I think that, and I think Luke Moore, we'll have him on the pod one time. I'd love to have him on the pod.
Dude.
But he's one of our fitness gurus down here in Gainesville, Georgia. And he was talking to me about how you need to have, especially if you're serious about fitness, he says you need to consume your body weight in grams of protein. So not your body weight of grams.
Well, it also depends on what you're trying to do.
However many pounds you are, that's how many grams you need.
But it also depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to build muscle, yeah. But if you're just trying to cut,
well, no, just even just being healthier. I think protein stuff like that.
I mean, but doing. So I was at. I don't have my dinner next to me. I was just doing calorie counting today. I knew how much protein I had because my first two meals, one was 72 grams of protein. The first one was 40.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Well, this is why instead of chips, I opt to eat like blocks of cheese.
I thought you hated cheese.
I hate certain types of cheese. I like panela. Is it? Shout out to Panela Cheese, Mexico. I love you.
Anyway, working on fitness and hopefully that'll help me in my golf game. I was bombing the driver yesterday after work. I still got to work on the irons. The starting point's just not great. I think it has to do with how I'm rotating into the golf ball, but
Okay.
We're gonna have to work on that. So now let's get in the news. Everyone wants to talk about.
It's just so funny. It's like, we're going to talk about our games. Here, let me spend 10 minutes telling you about my game.
Okay, first off, the intro is almost a minute. The thing is almost a minute. We talked about our beers, which is at least a minute.
No,
At
but like,
most.
but we only talked about Zach's game. I don't
Zane,
mind.
you came
I
into the
don't-
show.
I don't mind. But
you just came into the show saying, my game's great. This is my year. I'm wearing the Georgia Club hat because I'm trying to boast. Like, we get it. You're in a good spot right now. Okay?
So let me tell you a little bit about my swing. I won't take up 10 minutes.
He takes forever to get out of the golf cart in between shots. That's the most annoying thing ever.
That's just because I'm the only
Slow
one keeping
play.
score.
Slow play is a
Everybody knows
problem.
this. The guy keeping score. You
I
just
was
play ready
keeping
golf.
score the whole time.
You just play ready golf.
I was
and you
keeping
hit the
score
ball
the
if you're
whole
first
time.
up to the tee.
Do not say the score thing because it was every shot.
That's insane.
It was every shot.
No, it wasn't, dude. It was the score. I had to keep the score, and I was keeping track of everybody's.
I
And
was too.
Okay.
I could get the scorecard if you want.
I got one. It's fine. I don't need it.
I don't think I have. Wait, is this it right here?
Boy's about to show a blank scorecard. Say, see, I did it.
No, it's me, you, Tommy, and Josh is the scorecard that's right here.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Anyway,
Wait, is it this
but
one?
with
There's no
my swing, all I'm trying to do is
Not this one.
I'm trying to, exude my inside Ludwig. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like project Ludwig into the world. More Ludwig, all Ludwig, praise Ludwig. So that's what I was doing. And it worked pretty well. I tell you what, off the tee, a lot straighter. I'm losing distance. I don't know where that's. I don't know. I think the loss is coming from in the fact that I'm not rotating my hips correct or as much. And I just need to rotate my hips correctly. If I can get my hips rotated correctly, I think I can still get the hip turn necessary. But right now it's limited.
I think also it's probably a speed issue as well. It's not staying in the air as long as it used to for you. It's kind of falling out of the sky.
Well, that's because of the hip turn. If I don't,
Yeah, I
have
know.
enough
I'm
club
aware of
speed-
that. I'm aware of that. I'm just saying.
If I don't
Maybe
have
think
enough
about
club
moving-
speed, the spin goes down.
Maybe go to
Or
like
the spin goes. Yeah, the
maybe-
spin goes down.
maybe go to like a 45 regular 10 state blue or something like that. Like, I don't know. Like, it just needs to stay in the air longer.
No, I won't do that. I won't do that. I
Like,
won't
not
do that.
listen. Extra stiff shafts aren't meant for everybody.
I
You're
can't
getting
believe this guy. This guy is
You're
talking
getting older.
trash right now. I can't believe it.
I'm
I
just
can't
talking about
believe
distance.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
getting older, dude. You're
Zach's
almost
telling
30.
me that I'm receding hairline.
Dude,
Dude,
put
I've
that
got
hat back
the
down. No one wants to
perfect
see that.
head of
No
hair.
one wants
Look
to
at
see
that.
that, dude.
Perfect head of
Put
hair.
your hat back
And this
down.
man's saying like I got a receding hairline.
I never
He's-
said that.
He's
Tommy
just
said
insane.
that. Tommy said that.
Zach never said that. Roll the tape, boys. Roll the tape. I'm just gonna post a short of you saying that
That's
in
fine.
last week's episode. That's fine. You're not on screen, dude. You gotta get on screen.
I'm sorry, dude.
People-
It's weird. I gotta sit like back in my chair.
Well, then relax. Just sit back in your
I don't
chair.
wanna
Sit back and
relax.
relax. So anyway, there wasn't a lot going on this week in golf. We do know, obviously, and we covered this in the last episode, that TGL and not TGL, Live and PGA Tour are coming closer and closer to an agreement. It's looking like it's going to happen in this next quarter, which is cool. Or
I don't know.
the fall.
The Adam Scott. Did you see his statement on the potential
Was it-
deal?
Was it recent?
Yes. Very like this
Let's
past
see.
week.
Adam Scott. Do you know when he said it?
I wouldn't be able to tell you an exact time or day.
I think I got it right here. Yep. So February 18th. This was yesterday. It says Adam Scott hints at a potentially negative reaction to an upcoming reunification deal by PGA Tour members. I mean, we knew that was going to happen. Why? Because if you reunify the leagues, what you're basically going to do is you're going to allow there to be a pathway for the players on Live to rejoin the PGA Tour or to play in PGA Tour sanctioned events.
Yeah.
And and the like. So top players on the PGA Tour are going to be able to play in live events. Probably that's kind of the idea.
Mhm.
He said, "Quote: I wouldn't be surprised, or I wouldn't judge anyone, the members, if reunification happened and they weren't happy with how it happened.
Mhm.
I hope they're not spending as much time talking about it as I have. I wouldn't hold it against anybody if there was negative emotions attached to it. The thought of players coming back. So this is just I don't know if he's saying anything. See, I don't know if he's saying anything like I don't think he's saying anything we don't already know.
Yeah, so the only reason I wanted to talk about this is there's a couple different reasons why players are going to be unhappy with a reunification deal. I think
Okay.
a major one, I think this is arguably the biggest one, is because almost all of those guys got offers and were told that you're banned for life from the PGA Tour if you take that offer. And they turned it down because they wanted the points, they wanted to play in majors, blah, 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 blah. And this deal is happening 5
but
years after
you
those
knew
statements.
that's gonna with the way things are going. I think that's baked into the cake. That's baked into the cake.
What's baked into the cake?
The fact that the players are coming back, or they're going to be able to play in some capacity on PGA Tour sanctioned events.
No, I understand that. I'm saying that part of the reason I would be upset if I was a PGA Tour player.
Oh yeah, because back in 2022, they were telling you like,
You're
hey,
banned
if
for
you
life.
leave,
You're never going to be able to
yeah,
come
hey,
back
you
and play.
received this letter. If you do leave, if you resign, you're never going to be able to come back and play.
Yeah.
I think that was ultimately. I think everybody should have known that was ultimately going to be unenforceable.
Yep.
I think if you have half a brain, you should have. Now it's one thing to say like you stayed because OWGR points are the thing and you really want to play in majors.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense. But if your whole argument was, if your number one factor was, hey, they said they were going to kick me out, that's just, I mean, that's kind of like they fooled you, like that is.
Yeah, but
that was
that
never
would
going to be.
But like I can see like a couple guys got offers this past off season or maybe last off season
Sure.
that were close to taking a deal and ultimately ended up not doing that.
Mhm.
I mean, it looks like a deal is going to be done by the end of the year. When the promise, when you're being told that like you're going to be banned from the PGA Tour. I don't know.
Well, maybe that's why they're rolling this kind of stuff out.
Uh-huh.
Because maybe rolling this kind of stuff out now, like slow rolling it,
Mm-hmm.
makes it a lot less likely to have one big giant negative reaction like they had. I think you remember the negative reaction they had whenever they announced that they had done that initial agreement.
Yeah.
There was a ton of negative backlash on that, and that happened overnight. And so maybe they're just trying to make it to where they don't have that same negative reaction again. But I think the writing's on the wall. I don't think that Adam Scott is saying anything there that's like crazy. I don't think he's saying anything there that we don't already know.
The only reason I'm saying it's notable is because it's like he's a guy on the committee, and he's saying that like people are probably going to be not happy about it.
See, but the thing is the player committee's a joke because they don't get to make any decisions anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
The player committee's a joke. It's all a sham. Nothing's real. Everything's the Matrix.
Yeah.
Everything's a lie. Take the red pill. So anyway.
I'd rather not.
Zach's already taken it. So anyway, so we had the TGL. TGL had an interesting thing going on Monday. We were playing, unfortunately, so we didn't get to catch them on TV.
I was really bummed about it. I think my
Zach
comment
was really broken up. Zach was.
I think
really
that my comment was, Zane said, today was a TGL doubleheader. Or he said, dang it. And I said, what? I said, I forgot the TGL like triple header was today. And I was like, I thought you were talking about something that actually mattered. And
I think it's again, it's a great concept. It has its moments. We saw it. We're about to see some of its moments. It has its moments. The problem is in the technology for the launch monitor, and that is it. Honestly, in my opinion, it's so new. They've already changed the rules for the hammer rules to where it's not as obnoxious. You know, it makes a little bit more sense as to what the hammer even means. And so
the hammer on them.
yeah. So yeah. So anyway, but it's one of those things that it can be great. And they are making changes, and that showed, you know, especially them changing the rules on the hammer, that makes it to where it's. I feel a little bit more confident in the fact they might be able to make some things happen with the technology.
Okay.
But anyway, so I just wanted to real quick kind of show some interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and share my screen. So I'm going to pull this up right here. This was kind of funny. So Tiger Woods hit a shot. There it is. So Tiger heard 99 yards instead of 199, which again, Zach, if you're a golfer, if we're 199 yards out and I say, oh, it's 99.
Yeah.
Immediately
it's
you're thinking like, oh, it's just 199. Because there's no way you would confuse, oh, that's 99 yards with 199 yards.
Yeah, there's a 100-yard difference between those two numbers.
Yeah, it's visible.
It's pretty easy to see. Yeah.
It's visible. However, a simulator, I don't know if it totally is. So anyway, this was Tiger Woods. He heard 99 instead of 199, and he pulled out a wedge. And he just says 99. So you hear him say it.
Plenty of time.
You hear him say 99. They're asking, he's got a wedge?
He's got a wedge. 199. He said 99 yards. He said 99.
No es cierto esto. No es cierto, Luis Javier. Dime que es broma.
I heard you say 99.
They care so much, dude.
I'm going to have to do some investigative journalism. What the hell just happened?
No, I heard 99 yards. Sorry, I grabbed my 56 and I hit it 100 yards. I saw that. What? 194 yards in wedge? That looks like a wedge. I know, but he's at 99 yards. I didn't know it was 199. How about
That's hilarious, dude. And
Le
then
faltaron 100 yardas para
Kids, why
escuchar.
didn't you call a timeout?
Escuchó 99 yardas.
And then that's
y le dijeron
Cam
199
Young.
yardas.
Yeah.
Y entonces agarra el sandwich y se va corto. Digo, es par... No, es par 4. ¿Cuál par 5? Te iba a decir, bueno, es par...
Tiene toda la confianza ciega a sus compañeros.
So this is him hitting the
Pero
next
con la
shot,
vasta
79
experiencia
yards.
que tiene, no pudo ver la diferencia entre 99 y 199.
Le pegó arriba, parece, ¿no?
Does he
Sí,
fly it? He does.
Le pegó arriba, o sea...
And again, that's the spin rate problem, right?
Yeah.
That's the spin rate problem. So this is the fix. You know, they are going. It's so new. They're going through it. It's not visible. The caddy should not have said 99 yards. I think that was on the caddy guy at the screen saying 99. That can't be on Tiger there because it's not displayed up on the big screen how far he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's got a wedge in hand. I mean, is there a chance? Zach, do you think there's any possibility that it was on purpose for the funnies, or?
I don't think it was on purpose for the funnies, but I also think when I watched that video, it just like further reinforces the idea in my head that like these guys don't care about winning this. And so it's hard for me to care about even if someone's hitting a good shot. It's like, okay, it doesn't matter. Like this is what I meant when I said that joke on the golf course. It's like, oh, I thought you were talking about something that actually mattered. Because, like, what am I supposed to take from that? The two guys see him with the wedge. No one goes, Tiger, it's 199. Run over here and grab your 6-iron, get back out there and hit the shot. Like, no one tries to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
If you see him with a wedge, like, stop him. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, I don't get why they didn't just shout at him. to say, hey, Tiger, because they know.
Yeah.
They see
They
it. They,
see the wedge in
they
his
see
hand.
him got the wedge in his hand. So I would have I would have waved him down. I was
But
like,
like that's
hey.
that's the thing for me. I don't understand. Like, yeah, it's a funny clip, whatever. But like, it just further reinforces that idea in my head that like
Zach's angry.
it's like it's so clear that like they want me to care,
Mm-hmm.
but like they don't care. How can I care if they don't care?
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
That's
anyway,
fair.
That's all I have on it.
Okay. So anyway, so the SoFi Cup standings right now, just to go over it, because Zach doesn't care. SoFi Cup standings as of Tuesday, yesterday, the Bay Club is in the lead with 6 points. Of course, they've played, everybody now has played 3 times. So they're in the lead. They have 3 wins, 0 losses. They've won 18 holes. I'm guessing that's going to be the tiebreak. I haven't checked on that. But the tiebreak's probably going to be the holes won.
Mm-hmm.
If the points are the same. So the Atlanta, they're ranked 3rd. So they're in 3rd right now, right behind LA. Jupiter, which is Tiger's team,
It's the worst team in the world.
Obviously, it's not surprising. Them and Boston are the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not at all surprising.
Tiger's team's like bad.
Yeah.
Like Tom Kim's their best player.
They've got Kevin Kisner, which he did. He cut down. He was cutting the deficit to 8-2.
Oh,
To win.
I will say I love Tom Kim. If you're gonna have a guy in a league like this is the kind of guy that you want on a league like this because he is entertaining.
yeah. I mean that's fair. I don't hate Tom Kim or anything.
Yeah,
There's hope.
I mean he is so entertaining.
How much do you think they paid those guys to wear the Jupe shirts?
To wear the what?
The shirts that those guys wearing the fans said Jupe on them. JUP.
Oh, did
How much
it
do you
really?
think those guys were paid?
I don't think they were paid.
Dude,
There's hope going in.
look at that. You're telling me
No.
that those aren't paid. Those are paid actors.
They're not
dude.
paid.
No
No,
one
absolutely
cares
not.
about this.
Zach. There are people that will go and I'm just letting you know you won't do it. You won't do it. But there
Dude,
are people
I'm
in golf that
seriously-
will go
I'm-
watch Tiger and get Jupiter Links gear. You can
Listen.
buy these shirts.
I know you can.
Zach, there are Tiger stands out there. You know this. This is not
I
surprising.
know they exist.
You shouldn't be surprised. These are not paid actors.
I think
These are just normal human beings.
they're wearing the same outfit. White guy, white guy, white guy. Like, come
Oh
on.
my, Zach, they're not paid. You sound like me with conspiracy theories right now. Jeez.
Listen, I'm just gonna say this: if these guys weren't paid, their wives or girlfriends, they have OnlyFans, and they're the photographer for their wives' OnlyFans. That's all I'm gonna say.
That is not kosher, okay? Guy.
I'm just saying. Listen,
right.
more power to them. Business, entrepreneurship.
So I wanted to real quick switch this over to Dan Rappaport. So I don't want to say it. I don't want to be mean.
Say it. Come on.
Our local idiot. So we're just gonna go to watch this video. I saw this video.
Dan Rappaport.
I don't. Dan, if you're watching this, I don't hate
He
you.
hates him.
Okay,
You should've heard
Dan.
him before this
I
one.
actually think I'm gonna
He's
be
like,
100%
Dan
honest.
Rappaport's gonna
I
burn
think
in
me
hell.
and Dan would be buddies. Now after me saying that about Dan being an idiot, obviously he's not gonna be my buddy. So I probably really screwed up there. But Dan, if you're watching this, I actually really like your personality. You seem like a great guy. Your takes are just Zach is 100% right. They're vanilla. They're so vanilla. And this was the most vanilla of them all.
All right, we've seen enough to make this declaration. TGL, at least season 1, is a success.
So, Zach, we've went over the numbers. First off, they're not – season 1 isn't even done yet. So how do you make the statement TGL season 1 is a success?
Have we seen the numbers on this past week or no?
I haven't seen the numbers. In fact, can you look those up while we watch
Yeah.
this next part of the clip?
Yeah.
But my whole point is, Zach, we saw the numbers. We saw the averages last week. They are bleeding numbers. They bled numbers on a Rory Tiger week. Like that, it's not. They need to get things right with the sim to make this thing, and like Zach was saying, make it more not more competitive, make it real, make it like the players have to have like fire. You know what I mean? It just can't.
Oh my God.
It's abysmal, isn't it?
Oh my God. It's so much worse than I expected.
What is it?
Their triple header, right? A lot of advertising went into this triple header, by the way.
I'm sure.
I was seeing a lot of it for the TGL, like the triple header this Monday, President's Day.
What did the prime time segment have?
The prime time wasn't even their best one.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. Their prime time,
so tell me what the prime time numbers were.
The prime time was 357,000.
Holy cow.
Their second slot was 377,000, and their first slot was 347,000.
That's not good.
They didn't eclipse 400,000 viewers on ESPN on President's Day.
So on a holiday.
On a holiday.
Jeez.
No one's at work.
That's brutal.
Most of the country, it's too cold to go outside. And you're not pulling 400,000 viewers on ESPN.
I mean, this was the chance for them to pull $500,000 again. So
well, I mean, they pulled $1 million in their premiere match.
So this is the point that I'm trying to make with Dan. We'll keep watching, but the whole point with Dan is, Dan, this is not. First off, this is a little premature to say it's a success. Second off, it's not even accurate to say it's a success. So you're missing on 2 points. 2 big key points. Anyway, let's keep going.
Nothing to it.
Look, you might not like it. You might think it's corny. It's not real golf. You might think the tech stinks.
Zach 100% believes that it's not real golf. It's corny.
And the
Zach's on that. Zach's on that.
Wow, Dan, how'd you read my mind?
Dan's reading minds over here.
How'd you
now,
do
Dan,
that, dude?
Dan, I don't think it's too bad. I think it's got a lot of entertainment potential. But Dan, the tech stinking is what's going to hold this thing back. That is 100% going to be the reason this thing doesn't take off. This is
probably the thing that Dan Rappaport does. I can see the caption on screen. This is probably the thing he does that I hate the most.
What?
He makes 3 valid criticisms of the league and goes, you can believe all that. That's fine. That's your prerogative.
I hate it when people do that, by the way. Because you're just glossing over big issues.
Yeah.
You're glossing over big issues. Now, again, you can say the corny and stuff is preference, but you know what ain't preference is the freaking tech not working. That's not preference, Dan. That's not preference. If I go to a simulator, I want that thing to work.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not preference that it works. Oh, the tech didn't work, but at least we had a great time.
By the way, yesterday we had the most expensive lost and found item ever recovered at the Georgia Club.
What? Skytrack?
Foresight Sports launch monitor left on the driving range.
No, it wasn't.
I swear to God.
That's insane. Did somebody come? They had to have come pick it up.
They probably did. I wasn't there when they came and got it, but
that's crazy, dog.
I finished the lesson. Someone came, hey, pro. Someone left a launch monitor down there, and I was like, "You're kidding."
Oh, that was mine. That was mine. I left it.
Yeah, I know. You and 8 other members, as I was picking it up, said
I left
that same joke.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
Is it the gray one? Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like a $30,000 launch monitor.
All right, you ready? Let's go. That's fine. That's your prerogative. Let's hear them out.
That's fine. That's your prerogative. But at the end of the day, this is an entertainment product designed for television. And
okay, it's an entertainment product designed for television, Dan. It's got to be good, Dan. Dan, for something to be entertaining, it's got to be good, Dan. Okay? I'm talking right into the mic so you hear me. I don't want to watch bad things.
What's the ultimate measure of its success, Dan?
Dan, I don't. When do you like watching bad things? Okay? Unless you're just somebody who likes reality TV, you don't enjoy watching bad things.
Depends
you
on
enjoy
the reality
watching good
TV.
things. It does depend on the reality TV. That's fair. Anyway, let's keep going.
Ultimate measure of its success will be TV ratings. And more than a month in, the TV ratings have been pretty damn good. According to Josh Carpenter of the Sports Business
Zach,
Wait. I want to
Zach,
hear this.
have they been okay?
I wanna
Journal,
hear this.
ESPN would have been happy with an average of 500,000 viewers for season 1. TGL is currently averaging over 8.
Here's the thing.
Oh my God! I can't, dude.
Yeah,
I can't.
He just said averaging over 810. Zach, what's the trend line look like?
The trend line looks like this.
Yes. It's not Dan. For averaging to be a fair point of contention, it would need to be doing this weekly.
You had a big spike at the beginning, which is what we predicted.
No,
but
but
Zach, went down.
Zach, seriously though, am I right?
Yes.
If I'm using average as my argument, that thing better look like this. You know, it better be looking like that.
Otherwise, you need to use median.
Yes.
And the median is not good. It's not 500,000.
No, it's not even median. You'd have to be looking at like the actual growth or decline for that.
Like,
that should be the thing.
But like with data sets, when you have data sets that have high disparity, right?
Sure.
You look at median instead of mean because the average can be tainted by these crazy ups and downs.
Sure, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that you're looking at growth versus decline with something like this, especially such a new product. You're not worried about averages.
Yeah.
If I pump, it's the same thing with movies, Zach. Everybody knows this in movies. You don't look at the opening weekend box office. You look at the second weekend box office and you see if there was a huge drop or not.
Yeah, does it have staying power?
Does it not even staying power? Was it good enough for people to either go rewatch or tell their friends to go and watch it? That's what's the problem. And right now,
that's what staying power means when talking about movies.
And what's happening right now is TGL, nobody's telling their friends to go and watch it, and nobody wants to continue watching it because of these problems. So
except the juke guys.
So that's the except the stands. That's the problem, right? That's the problem, Dan. Okay.
Yeah.
And that needs to be addressed. Now, here's the other point. He brings up the CEO would have wanted these numbers, and look how far above they are now, or look how far above that number they are. That's also, he's making that statement after the fact. You have no idea if he's supposed to put the PGA Tour and TGL in the most positive lights.
Mm-hmm.
No idea if that figure that he gave you was actually a figure that he wanted before the league actually started.
Well, even then, like when you're saying like, oh, they would have been happy with 800,000 average or 500,000 average. Like, and you throw out this number of 800,000. Well, how many of the matches have eclipsed that number?
Exactly.
I think 2.
Exactly. And if you stay at this 300,000 number, which it sounds like now is going to be the new average, if you're staying at that 300 to 400,000 number, that is below your 500,000 average.
Yeah.
So this
for primetime spots on ESPN.
This is, and again, Dan, I don't think you're getting paid. I think you're just a nice guy. I think you just want to report on things. I think you love golf, but I think this is just so. I don't think this is helpful to the golf community to be like, oh, it's okay. No, man, like you got to criticize things that ought to be criticized, even if you like them. I like TGL. This is not going to be viable product in the long run if things continue like this.
It's got to be better. It can't be it's just got to be better. It's got to be better. And I don't know how you make it better. I don't know if the teams.
But here's the thing. We don't even have to make the argument of how it gets better. That's not our job. Our job is to consume it. We're the consumers. Their job is to make a good quality product, right? It's not on us to make it entertaining. It's on them to make it entertaining.
Okay, I love these 3 comments because they're the only 3 people that watched, apparently. No one watched the primetime or the triple header matches, and that is exemplified by the numbers.
Well, it's again, that's also the
I would love to see that average following the triple header, because that couldn't have been taken into account because these numbers.
See,
were
you're just watching.
today.
You're just watching the algorithm. See, look. I definitely do not agree. Watch 5 minutes, and this is a paid advertisement.
Come up
for air, Dan. So you're just seeing like the most positives at the top.
I guess. I'm just so my whole thing is.
See, this has 79 likes. That's not at the top.
My whole thing is like, why don't we to make this statement? Why don't we wait until we see the numbers for the triple header? Because that's going to be the big thing.
But didn't you just show us the numbers for the triple header?
Video was made before that came out.
No, I get that. But you were talking about the triple header. Oh, you're talking about him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Don't
totally
like
agree.
the day after the triple header and you don't know the numbers. Like, why come out with a this
video.
is a massive success video?
And I don't like. Here's the thing. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I don't want to think Dan sold out and is like somebody paid him money to say that, but you're right. Yeah, that's actually a fair point. Why would you make this video at that moment?
Why not wait for the new numbers?
That's a good point.
Because 3 numbers and 3 numbers of viewership on a holiday, one of which in prime time, one of which late afternoon, which is still a good TV slot on a holiday.
Dan, I like you.
Why
I like you. Bad take.
Just wait for the numbers to come out.
Bad take, Dan.
And then
okay,
include those numbers in your average. Just I don't know. It's
okay, ready?
Weird. Yeah.
100,000 viewers. And after blowouts in the first couple matches, the last few have been really competitive. There were
but we haven't seen that correlate to more numbers.
Thank you.
3 yesterday, and every single one came down to the last hole. And the social clips have been great. The SoFi Center, where TGL takes place, is basically a big content studio. There's lights everywhere, cameras everywhere, so we see every angle of every single shot.
Which is awesome.
Minwoo Lee's chip in, Tommy Fleetwood's near ace on a par 4. We see everything.
Oh, it picked up his drive this time?
Oh my gosh, is he going to do it again? Is he going to do it again?
Yeah, he almost
And TGL deserves some credit for adapting on the fly. They're a new sports league, so they can do this, and they changed some rules. They changed the hammer rule because it was getting a little out of hand in the early matches, and it feels like they're debuting new cameras every single week. And the tech issues, which are very real, I have no doubt those will be ironed out in due time.
Not if they don't change the system. If they don't change the system, it can't be fixed.
Either that or again, I've already come up with a different way of doing it. Everybody's saying like use a different launch monitor, use a different launcher. Just pay the full swing people to develop cameras to see the spin rate of the golf ball, and then you're fine. And then use those to calculate the spin. Anyway. Oh.
And this was never going to supplant 72-hole stroke play events. It's an entertainment product designed for TV, designed to fill a void in the.
So I can't believe you made that argument twice already. You said it that you're repeating yourself because that's the only art. It's not even an argument. That's not a reason to watch. How is that a reason to watch? Oh, it's made for TV. Well, what if I don't want to watch? Like, again, maybe some people want to watch it, but if it's not watchable for me, then I guarantee you there's a lot of other people like me that think the same way. You know what I mean? And you're losing us, and I've already said I like the idea of this product, even though Zach hates it.
Well, so my thing is it's not meant to supplant 72 hole golf. Yeah, obviously, it's a completely different product than 72 hole stroke play, right?
Yeah,
obviously not meant to supplant.
Nobody made that argument to begin. He's literally doing these red herrings. Where he said it's made for TV. Oh, I know it's made for TV. It wasn't meant to supplant 72 hole events. Yeah, Dan, we know it's not made to.
But if you think that when TGL started, that they didn't want to get near those numbers for TGL? Because let's be honest, that time slot that they're doing, the length of time of the event, the way it's shot, it's a lot easier to shoot. It's a quicker time period. If you think that is not more specifically tailored to television than actual golf, I don't know what to tell you. So to say that yeah, it's not going to supplant 72-hole stroke play because it's a completely different product, but they're looking for 72-hole stroke play numbers eventually.
What are you talking about, dog?
Never, just forget it. Whatever.
I think I kind of understand where you're going with that, which is 72. It's not, but here's the thing. The point he's trying to make is it's not made to supplant 72-hole events. It's we know that.
Yeah.
You're not saying anything new with that statement. Nobody that came up with TGL was saying oh, this is the future of golf.
I think that was literally the tagline, but
no, but that's just a marketing. Dude, come on.
I think literally everybody.
You know this. No,
I'm just saying that was
don't do this. Don't do this, Zach. You know, and I know that was never in the conversation as far as reality. They call it Tomorrow Golf League because of all the technology. That's why they call it that. That's why in the marketing is the future of golf. Yeah. That's not the future of golf. And nobody in their right mind actually believed that. So anyway, my point's made.
Sports schedule, and it's doing that. Oh, and we get Tiger Woods tonight. That's never bad for ratings.
That wasn't good for ratings this weekend.
Yeah. How is the less than 500,000 views
with Tiger in a match?
With Tiger in a match. That's sad, by the way. We actually were talking about that in previous weeks. It's what's going to happen whenever we see ratings below 500 and it's got Tiger in it.
We saw it. It happened.
It happened. So,
you know what? I'm starting to think those rumors about Rory selling his stake in TGL.
I'm starting to believe it too.
That is Tiger and Rory at its best.
All right, we've seen enough.
I don't think I'm going to be honest with you. After hearing the numbers that you were saying, I don't know if I see this thing going much longer, to be frank. Past season, Zach, do you think it's going to go past season 1? Because its whole thing was that let's be real. Its objective was to create something, a moneymaker for players outside of LIV who wanted to stay on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
That was the reason. That reason in a year's time will no longer be a reason. And so is this something with the ratings the way they're at right now? Is that something that's going to last outside this year?
I don't know.
I don't think I honestly I can't tell you whether it will or not.
I don't know either. I think it will last beyond this year. But I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go over some other stuff, some other news. Zach, do you want to do the Charlie Hall thing, or do you want to talk about the winners this past week?
Let's talk about Charlie Hall.
All right. You want to talk about my boy? All right, fine.
I'll share it. I'll share my screen because I have it.
All right. You do it.
So Charlie Hall talking about fitness.
Fitness is super important.
Fitness is super important.
No, she's talking about golf training.
Oh, well, it started out about a fitness conversation. Yeah. So
no, it was her goals as far as.
Oh yeah.
What's your number one goal for this season?
I want to try and get my 5K run down to 20 minutes by the end of the year.
Is that helping you, do you think, with golf at all as well?
I don't train for golf. I have zero interest in training for golf.
I love how candid she is.
Oh.
Why the Dan clip?
Oh no, Jack, he's back.
Are you serious? You can just go to Nuclear Golf and find this clip.
Okay.
In fact, I'm gonna do it for you.
No, I got it.
No, I'm gonna do it for you.
No, I'm gonna get it.
I don't think you will. Before I do,
am.
I don't think you will.
I am. You don't know how quick I am with my fingers.
Pause.
I wasn't gonna pause. God, so many posts about Aberg.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I can't find it. How long
Are you
ago
serious?
was it?
All you gotta type in is Charlie Hall training. Bingo.
Charlie.
There it is. I found it.
Training.
Play my screen. Play my screen.
No,
I got it.
I got it.
I already got it.
I already
You're
got it.
too
Dude.
late. You're
I already
too
got
late, dog.
I already got it.
Jesus.
I got it.
Jesus, dude.
Share this tab instead.
Stop.
There we go. How do you feel? Feel better?
No.
Where are you at the moment?
26.
What's your number one goal for this season?
It's not really a golf course goal. I want to try and get my 5K run down to 20 minutes by the end of the year.
Where are you at the moment?
26.
Your approach to that, is that helping you, do you think, with golf at all as well?
I don't train for golf. I have zero interest in training for golf. I think golf training is a load of rubbish. I just train because it's good for my mental health and it's good for me, and I want to be an athlete. I just don't want to be a golfer. So.
Interesting.
Zach, thought?
Here's the thing. So training, so it's good for your mental health. You want to be an athlete. Okay. Sounds like golf training to me. I don't know. It's like, oh, so your mind's in a better place and your body's in a better place. Is that going to make you a better golfer? Probably. I don't know.
I just think it's funny. I
thought it was so funny. I listened to that clip and I was like, I like running because it's good for my mental health and it makes me a better athlete. I don't really train for golf because it's like, what are you talking about?
I mean, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something without agreeing with her outright. John Daly might have been one of the best golfers on planet Earth at a given point.
Okay.
I'm just saying, she's got a point in that it doesn't, there's no body. I mean, obviously you can't be obese, but there's no real body type that is golfer,
Well,
golf is
I'm going to disagree.
She's right in this. Again, I don't advocate for this. Just to put it out there.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Advocating
going in this
for
direction.
I love it when I see juniors. I love it when I see juniors working on their game, working on their body, and staying disciplined with their diet and staying disciplined with their training. And that is great. That's awesome. I applaud it. However, that is not going to make you a quote unquote better golfer or a better player. I think what makes you better is the discipline you put into your training and the discipline you put into your program.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with the certain programs. I've seen so many people do so many different kind of training regimens, and it leads to success for them. And I think it has way more to do with she was doing, where it's oh, that's her 5K time down or her marathon time down. That training, even though it has nothing to do with golf, because golf is such a mentally tasking game, the more discipline and the more intentionality. I said tasking.
Taxing.
I said taxing.
You said tasking.
I said taxing. So it's a very taxing. You can go back, rewind. It's such an incredibly taxing game that I think the discipline itself is the point. And what she's trying, I think the ultimate point she's trying to make is we all have seen it. TPI is a thing. Like we've seen golf-specific workouts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any. Again, I could be wrong about this. In fact, after the podcast, I will look it up. I don't know if there's been any studies into if that is helping people more than just basic training, basic strength training.
I think with basic strength training, there's less of
cardio. Sorry, let me add that, and cardio.
I think with basic strength training, there's less of a focus on flexibility, but
and some strength training, yes.
And yeah, obviously it depends, but like you're talking about basic strength training, it's going to be less focused on strength, on flexibility.
I'm not talking about bodybuilding.
No, I'm saying basic strength training is just about. Is what it is. It's basic strength training.
Okay.
It's not really a focus on flexibility. Now you could go get specific strength training to focus on flexibility. But anyway, my point was, I'm a PGA lackey, not a PGA Tour lackey, but a PGA lackey. I wholeheartedly agree and subscribe to the ADM. I think that's the smartest thing in the world, especially for young golfers.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to specialize when you're 7 years old. You don't even need to get close to specializing.
Why are you bringing this up about 7-year-olds?
I like talking about kids, okay?
You're just all over the place today, bud.
No, listen.
I don't understand how that correlates to the conversation.
What do you mean? Do you not know what the ADM is?
Zach, we went through it together. I made you go through it.
I did it separately from you.
So after the fact, but I showed you it.
Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
I showed you it.
Don't put that on me, Ricky
Bobby. Before you did it. I was PGA.coach.
All right. Anyway, so the ADM basically talks about specialization and like the process in which you go from like a child to an athlete.
Sure.
And then you specialize.
Sure.
The most important thing of that process is becoming an athlete, not becoming a golfer.
Okay.
When you are more athletic, is going to be easier for you to play golf.
Of course.
My point is, almost any athletic training can make you a better golfer.
But my point is that right there is actually the point she's trying to make. She's saying training for golf is complete rubbish. I think she's making a point about golf training, golf-specific training, which, again, is her opinion. I like the stuff I see come out of TPI. I use it with my students. Do I know for 100% certain that it's working for them and working in the way we want it to? Hell, if I know.
Zane, I want you to do this. For the next 2 months, I want you to do TPI. Okay?
Well, I mean, if I do it, it's going to be again, this goes back to the original thing. I don't do things now. Add in those things and the discipline doing those things. Thing helps.
I just want to see if it helps your game. Does your scoring average go down?
But what we have to do is like, in order to do an actual experiment, you need the negative.
I'm not going to do anything.
No.
We'll see if my scoring average goes down.
You need a control, and the control is basic strength training. And it needs to be basic strength training. Basic strength training alongside. What are you laughing at, dog?
The control is basic safe training. Basic safe.
I just don't have a pop filter. I just don't have a pop filter. I did not.
A pop filter?
Zach, shut up, dog.
Dude, it's okay.
You have to have a control group. What are you doing?
Control group.
You have to.
Can
I get a word out edgewise?
Yes, I'm letting you speak.
Okay. You need to have a control group. If if I'm doing, and the control group has to technically be me. So if I'm doing the training, I have to do both TPI and basic strength training and then compare.
Okay, so 2 months you do TPI. The next 2 months you don't do any TPI, you just do basic strength training. Just picking up heavy stuff, putting it down.
But see, we don't know. That's the problem, is we don't know.
That's what I'm saying. The experience.
And pick up heavy stuff and putting it down is not what I mean by basic strength training. There's a bit of key flexibility that goes on with that. That just goes into any athletic endeavor.
Well, yeah, when you're picking up heavy stuff and putting it down, like obviously you're getting full range of motion to do it correctly.
Yeah, so not like you're saying picking up heavy stuff and doing that. So you're not doing like this.
Do that again. Yeah, keep going.
No. So like, but you have to do full range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say not full range. I'm just saying picking up heavy stuff and putting it down.
I'm not going to do that experiment. I'm not going to do that experiment. Somebody else has to do it because it's not my job. It's not my job. It's literally not my job.
All right, I'll do the basic strength training, and I'll start right now. Give me my weights. They're right over here. Hold on. I'll do it.
Zach, stop, dude.
I'll do it during the show. I can talk and work out.
No, you're not gonna talk and work out at the same time. Stop it, dude.
What's up,
Stop
Zane?
it.
Just
stop it.
Iron.
All right. So, last but not least, let's go into talk about Ludwig Aberg.
Aberg.
It's actually Oberg. I looked at a pronunciation chart. Oberg. So Ludwig Aberg, he shot. He claims victory at the Generous Invitational with a birdie on 18. Zach's boy Maverick McNealy was in the contention there, and my boy made
so bad.
But Zach is not sharing it.
Oh, sorry.
So this was a big old putt, winning moment.
Okay, first off, before we watch the clip, Zane wanted me to bet with him that he would miss his
putt. I wanted you to bet because it's fun.
Dude, it was not even... You lied to me about the length of this putt. This is such a short putt.
That is not a short putt. It's not even in the footage. That's 6 feet like I told you it was.
Oh, yes.
That's 6 feet.
Ludwig Aberg.
Oh.
But anyway, really congrats to him. So he was able to fend off Maverick McNealy. He was able to fend off a lot of other guys as well.
McNealy, dude, one of the rising stars in her game at 26.
It's pretty good. And then this was his celebratory meal. He actually went to In-N-Out.
What will you have tonight? What will your celebratory meal be?
Oof, good question. I feel like this is my last day on the West Coast for quite some time, so I think In-N-Out would be appropriate. I'm not going to be back on the West Coast for a while, so I think I'll take advantage of that opportunity.
So that man is going to be having the shits.
In-N-Out.
No, In-N-Out's all right, but In-N-Out's notorious for not giving you the best digestional activity afterward.
Well, when you're in a major calorie deficit like me, I don't know what this is going to look like. So stay tuned.
Yeah, there you go. And lastly,
have In-N-Out though.
Yeah, and lastly,
there's like 20,000 calories.
Yeah, and lastly, I just wanted to go over one more thing here. Where is it?
Scrolling. He's gonna find it eventually.
I can't find it. Oh, is this it? No, that's the new 790s. By the way, there's the new 790s. Zach, what do we think about the new 790s?
I thought you were gonna keep them on screen.
Oh, sorry. What do you think about the new 790s?
They look good.
Yeah, they look like the new 770s. 770. That came out late last year.
They look good.
They look fine.
Not much to say
a lot more bladey look.
I'll say a lot more about it if TaylorMade sponsors the show.
Yeah, if they send us clubs.
They send us clubs. I will listen. I'll say some stuff.
You'll say some stuff
about TaylorMade golf.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's
I thought you were
all.
looking for something else.
I was, but I gave up on it. I was gonna do that Rose Zhang thing because I thought that was pretty dumb.
Rose Zhang.
Yeah, so they're doing ambassadors now from the LPGA Tour on for the TGL teams.
Oh, are they?
So she's gonna be the ambassador and influencer, and she's an LPGA Tour player. I just think it's not a smart move at all.
Alrighty.
Anyway.
Before we end the show, we got to talk about something else going on the PGA Tour, the Creator Classic.
Oh my God.
Zane doesn't care about this, but I think it's important to talk about the full
Just
field
go ahead,
Creator
take me off.
Classic. Well, first off, I just want to say it's not the full field, and we'll get to that in a second. But it's not the full field. So the fact that they said introducing the full field is kind of funny. They have Wesley Bryan, George Bryan. One of those two guys are going to win, and it's not going to be close. Then they have Fat Perez. He's going to come in like 8th out of these people. Gabby Golf Girl. Not sure who that is. Can you stop hitting things? Jesus. Gabby Golf Girl. I don't know who that is. Roger Steele. I've heard of him. I don't think I've watched his content. Grant Horvat. He's probably going to come in 4th or 5th or worse. Kind of depends on how big of a panic attack he has. Tisha Island. I don't know who that is. Kyle Berkshire. He's a guy I could see coming in last. I think he's a good golfer, but he's a long drive guy. It just kind of depends on how he decides to attack it. No laying up. Ugh. I just want to vomit. No laying up is getting a spot. Of course they are. And then Barstool Sports. And TBD Barstool Sports personality. What does that mean?
They don't know who on Bob Does Sports is going to do it.
Not Bob Does Sports. Barstool Sports.
Oh, never mind.
TPC saw, but it says full field, and it's like, oh yeah, we actually don't know who's going to be from Barstool yet. I just thought that was funny. Zane, what do you think about this lineup? What is the face you're making?
I don't care. That's what the face I'm making.
I think my biggest problem with the lineup is there's 2 people that can win this.
My biggest problem with it is, why are we doing this in the first place? Sorry.
I think, honestly, this is my honest opinion. I think it'd be far more interesting if you could get like 30 people to do this.
I think it'd be far more interesting if this wasn't a PGA Tour sanctioned event.
I would agree. I think who put on one of these a couple? Rick Shields, that's who it was.
That would be interesting.
Rick Shields put on one of those for charity.
That'd be fun to watch.
It would be fun to watch, but like 10 people, I don't know. It just seems kind of underwhelming that you have 10 people playing at Sawgrass. You know what I mean?
Well, what are they going to do? Have like a field of 150?
Well, why couldn't you get? And maybe there's scheduling conflict. I don't know. But
what are you talking about?
You're not able to get like Luke Kwan, Brad Dahlke.
Who are these people? Your name? You could be sneezing now.
I'm just naming.
I would not know.
The reason I'm naming them, so Luke Kwan and Brad Dahlke. Brad Dahlke's currently on Good.
Okay.
But he's a really good golfer. I mean, he played in the Masters. Really good golfer. Luke Kwan is another really good golfer.
Cool.
Like, I just don't understand why, like, this event, again, there's only 2 people that can win it unless it's, like, handicapped. I don't know.
Dog, you lost me.
What?
You lost me. I just don't care.
All right. I think that, honestly, swear to God, I think the people playing in this are going to care more about winning than the people playing in the TGL care about winning. So
that's 100% true. I agree with that.
But I think that's all we have for today's episode. I'm sorry Zane's being such a Debbie Downer.
I'm not a Debbie Downer.
Yeah, you just don't care about anything except yourself, and that's fine.
Coming from the guy who spent 10 minutes talking about his games, like, we're going to talk about our games. Here's my game. Here's
You
my
talked
game.
about your game. You're like,
Now let's get into
I'm
it.
hitting it great. I'm the
No,
best
I-
player ever.
no, I
I'm
didn't.
gonna mock Zach at the start of the episode.
Clip it.
I'm gonna
Go back to
mock
the
Zach
beginning.
at the start of the episode.
Oh, that's right. You can't because he talked for 10 minutes. You can't clip it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week.
Make sure they like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you like it watching us.
If you like it, watching us.
If you like
There you
it
go.
watching us, and always join us with a beer.
Always
And tell us
join us
what
with a
beer
beer.
you're drinking. Comment what beer you're drinking.
Seven Bridges. We'll see you guys next